Previously on Kev Talks. Make no mistake, things could be better, and I wish we knew more about what was happening for at least next year. However, whether the main show continues or it's just a reboot now, I know Power Rangers as a series will return.
What?
Genshin Impact.
What? And now, 1 year later.
Greetings. My name is Beef.
Hello and welcome to Elephant Power Productions. I'm American Elephant, call me Kevin, and this is Kev Talks, a series where I talk about what I want to talk about. So, holy Zordon! Power Rangers might be coming back! That's right, Ranger Nation, not only are we finally in the year that Power Rangers SPD canonically takes place in, but we finally have new news about the possible return of the mainline Power Rangers show, and if not that, a new Power Rangers series in general! For now, anyway. According to this Wrap article, we will be getting a new Disney Plus exclusive series produced by Hasbro with assistance from 20th Century TV. Let me make that very clear, produced by Hasbro, so this is not like a Disney era 2.0 thing where Disney fully owns the show. They're just allowing Hasbro to put this new series on their platform. Doesn't change how shocked I am, since I never thought we'd hear the words Disney and Power Rangers officially connected to each other ever again, but here we are. Speaking of, it will be helmed by the showrunning duo Jonathan E. Steinberg and Helmed by the showrunners of Percy Jackson and the Olympians, Jonathan E. Steinberg and Dan Schatz. Now, I have not seen that show yet as of recording this, despite being a Lightning Thief fan, and I've heard a lot of mixed reactions to it, even from people who are fans of the book like me. But given I've liked plenty of things that have gotten a mixed reception before, and that these two have also helmed another series which seems to have gotten a lot of praise, I'm choosing to keep an open mind about what this duo can bring to the table. That said, let's take a look at the main quote from this interview, saying, Hasbro will produce the series, which will reinvent the franchise for a whole new generation of fans, while delighting those who already know and love the world of Power Rangers. Mind you, which world is anyone's guess right now, but there we are. To me, this quote means everything and nothing at once.
Hey, this is a box of nothing.
Exactly.
We need to get some of this nothing. Can we steal it? I don't think you can steal nothing. There's nothing to steal.
On the one hand, this wording clearly communicates that they don't have an actual story figured out yet. This is the very early stages of pre-production, if even, and they're only talking about getting the show started.
First of all, you're copying me from when I said I had a plan.
No, I'm not.
Secondly, I don't even believe you have a plan.
I have part of a plan.
What percentage?
12%.
12%?
On the other hand, it does confirm someone at Hasbro still cares about the series if they're going to be producing it, and the vagueness of this quote leaves the door open for a ton of possibilities to consider. So for now, I'm just gonna yap about some stuff that I would like to see in a Disney Plus Power Rangers show. But first, the big question.
Wow.
Just pick an eye, babe. I can't concentrate on what I'm saying if you keep... Yeah, pick one.
Because that's what everybody's thinking about, right? Are we just gonna go back to Sentai adaptations or do original footage? Personally, I want to continue off the main continuity, even though I understand the temptation of a reboot. But when it comes to Sentai or original material...
Both is good.
On the one hand, I still want all the Sentai I talked about last year and the ones happening now or coming up soon to get adapted at some point, because they could expand the world of Power Rangers on multiple fronts. New characters, new storylines, new world building, new toys,
And so on and so forth.
That said, I also see the benefit of doing original footage, as with original footage, you don't have to be tied down by a Sentai's plot, characterization, or themes to tell the story you want to, and you can create teams with original motifs that haven't been done in America or Japan yet. Case in point, has anybody noticed we've never had a fully ocean-themed Sentai team? Well, with original footage, we could do that and other unexplored aesthetics. We could even have crossovers with original teams already present in the Boom Studios comics.
Did somebody say boom?
We could also do more once and always style anniversary specials for other teams, assuming the people that actually work on this one realize that there's more to Power Rangers than just MMPR.
Why is everyone looking at me?
Or, stay with me, what about solo Ranger stories? Imagine a Marvel special presentation style project about Heckle becoming the Dark Ranger. Or that follows on whoever's the current SPD Red Ranger moving up the ranks and maybe getting that armor from the Deca Ranger Anniversary movie recently. Or show Ben and Betty finally becoming Rangers. Give them the green hippo and black puma suits from that weird Go Busters alternate reality movie. It could work. We could also pull a Once a Ranger and have a team of veteran Rangers make up this new one. But okay, I'm getting sidetracked. Whether we get a new team, continue the Sentai adaptations, or the likely third option, just reboot MMPR again, which is not shade to this movie, by the way. This movie rips, and I love it. What else would I like to see?
Boobies.
Well, here's a list. 1. Exciting action. I mean, duh, it's a Power Rangers show, but let me be clear about this. I want quicker original action footage that feels more in line with the Disney era. Sure, it had its flaws, high again Cal explosions, but it also had a lot of strengths to it, mainly when it came to exciting directing, editing, and movement. We don't need Daredevil hallway level fights, even though that would go hard as fuck. I just want something with a little more speed and energy to it. Thankfully, Dino Fury proved they're making big steps in the right direction with sequences like Izzy and Javi's first appearance, so give me more fight scenes like that and I'll be over the moon excited for this show. 2. Accurate promo poses. One thing that bugs me a lot in Power Rangers promotional material is that they'll have the actors either do the most generic stances ever or poses that nobody in the show or Sentai does. There's a video by Mint Berry that goes into more detail about this, so I'm just gonna wrap up the section, but seriously, to whoever ends up in charge of the promotional material of this show, let these characters be in character. I promise it will help make your material stand out. 3. More engaging Zord usage. A criticism I often see of Zord fights that happen later in seasons at times is that they feel slapped onto an episode as opposed to having more narrative weight. So whether you pull mecha from Sentai's robot graveyard or make new Zords like they did for Hyperforce, perhaps consider ways to make the Zords feel more important to the story. Whether that means filming new footage, mixing and matching the placement of Sentai footage, making the Zords alive like they are in certain seasons like Wild Force, or just centering stories of some episodes around these mecha battles more. That said, don't just slap on Zords willy-nilly to the end of an episode. Make sure they actually have a reason to be in the plot. For example, as much as I love the Rumble Tusk Zord from Ninja Steel, who looked at this Sentai footage where Brody's counterpart rides this majestic elephant Zord into battle to save his friends and thought, let's introduce this in an episode about Calvin overcoming his fear of driving? One that already has a payoff with him using a toy motorcycle to save his friends. You get the point. If you're gonna use Zords, definitely try to use them well. 4. Release your damn toys. No, seriously, Hasbro, I don't know what was going on over there in 2023, but the fact that you never made any action figures or toy weapons for the suits and weaponry in Cosmic Fury, even though they were specifically designed to be toyetic, is embarrassing. Oh, but we got the Cosmic Fury Morpher that I can't even take the orb out of like in the show, on top of the fact that it's underpainted as hell. COVID is not an excuse anymore. You bought the franchise, own it. Make toys for your teams. Especially if you go out of your way to make them easier to turn into toys. 5. A show that looks good. I'm inclined to believe it actually will look pretty good since Hasbro has proven they can care a lot more about the quality of the footage with their efforts in Beast Morphers and Dino Fury. But given the hit or miss quality of Disney Plus visuals, even with great technology like the volume, and Power Rangers' own history of having charming but still at times really bad effects, well, we'll see. 6. Fight the censors.
Oh boy, buckle your ass.
Power Rangers has long dealt with a lot of stupid nonsense from executives, but recently we've gotten a better understanding of how dumb censorship for recent stuff can get. Not only does the show nowadays seem to avoid the words kill and death as much as it can, even though we're still allowed to have violent, explosive monster deaths every episode. but some plot lines that would be perfectly fine for kids to watch and enjoy get kneecapped by overly picky censors. Case in point, Dino Fury's Ion and Zato were supposed to have a disagreement between the two last for an arc in the second half of season 1, only for it to get condensed down into one episode. To which Simon Bennett, the writer of the show, has gone on to say the reason for this was because some higher-ups had mandates for years that Rangers can't fight each other unless brainwashed.
Wait, what?
An idea I still find stupid when there have not only been fully evil Rangers who weren't brainwashed, even in the recent seasons thanks to Dino Charge's Doomwing, but also when you remember the most popular Ranger of all time started out evil and is arguably only as remembered as he is because he kicked the Rangers' asses and developed into a good guy from there. These executives really look their writers dead in the eyes and say no Ranger fights, even though literally 5 seconds later they'll have Hasbro put out another toy based on green with evil! Make it make sense! Speaking of, remember when I opened my Loop Hat section from last year's video with this Simon Bennett tweet basically saying the reason Loop Hat couldn't get made in America is because it has cops and robbers as Rangers? Yeah, this conversation extends to that in full force. I'm not going to go into an off-topic rant about the subject, since I honestly think I will just do that in a separate video one day when I finish Loop Hat, but needless to say, I still have a lot of problems with that statement, even if it was just something Simon Bennett parroted from executives. Hopefully I've been clear, but in case I haven't, just ease off the censors a tiny bit. Let characters say die and kill. Let characters have cuts and bruises. It makes us take the fight and battles and big events more seriously if you establish danger like this, even in small ways. And just so nobody gets the wrong idea, no, I do not want Power Rangers to be R-rated. Absolutely the fuck not. I hate clowns. I'm not against an R-rated tokusatsu project, I'm against turning this kid show into something it's not. This is one of the reasons everybody collectively agreed that CW Powerpuff Girls show looked like dog shit, because it strayed way too far from the source material just for the sake of being edgy.
I always believed in you and defended you, Dad, even when you sold We Are Like This to that cartoon, which, by the way, totally whitewashed us. Bubbles, you're literally white!
If I were to continue Power Rangers, what I would really want to see in terms of a show's rating and tone would be something akin to a kid's cartoon like The Owl House, where even if it does have a slightly more fun or comedic lean and makes on-the-nose jokes, you still know when to shut up and take the show seriously, because being made for kids doesn't mean you can't get deep or go places that are uncomfortable. And while I'm all for appealing to older audiences of the franchise, I want to watch Power Rangers, not Power/Rangers. And on that note, we don't even need a season like RPM where the world is ending. As I said earlier, just take certain moments in the show a little more seriously and let characters say some slightly more natural dialogue concerning danger and possible death. Assuming that violence is even necessary when you can have great scenes like this.
Together we are family.
Now, to be fair, and while I'm here, I do actually have to shout out Cosmic Fury, since that show had the balls to incinerate Javi's arm. That is a very risky thing to do, and I applaud the fact that the show got away with this. But since Cosmic Fury was only 10 episodes long and had so much to juggle as is, that plotline was only going to get so much time to develop. So while it was a brave choice, it was to a fault. But speaking of knowing how to approach this stuff with care, here's the last and most important thing I want with the show. 7. Just care and talk. I think I speak for many fans when I say a lot of mistrust and disappointment recently when it comes to the Power Rangers brand came from Hasbro not telling us jack shit about the franchise's future going into 2025. And even when they did make decisions, it felt like they were backtracking. For instance, selling all the props of the show off through heritage auctions and basically forcing people who worked on this show, who deeply wanted their costumes, props, etc., to get outbid by either ravenous or petty fans. And as of recently, announcing a brand new toy line with Playmates that only focuses on MMPR figures. Again! One that apparently only plans to focus on MMPR for the next 2 to 3 years. But even ignoring all that, I don't fully trust Disney. Yes, they used to own the brand and promote it, but apparently corporate Disney was ashamed of Power Rangers and didn't really know what to do with the franchise.
Hey guys! Hey guys!
Joe, who's that?
Hey.
Oh my god, that's Jake. Okay. Turn around. Don't make eye contact with him, and don't look at him. My mom always said if you don't look at him, they go away.
Jake, go away, Jake! Jake, go away! Jake! Jake! Go away, Jake! Go away! Go the fuck away!
The only reason we even had the Disney era, starting with Ninja Storm and ending with RPM, was because someone said, hey, it's cheaper to film in New Zealand than LA. Had that not happened, we may not have gotten some of our favorite seasons in the entire franchise. So how can we trust that Disney now, with all of its flaws, especially in relation to Disney Plus, will actually get the value of Power Rangers this time and put in the effort to make it feel special? Not to mention how Hasbro and Netflix, again, fumbled the bag when it came to Entwistle's reboot. I feel bad for him because I've heard nothing but good things about his work, and the fact we're not going to get his show is disappointing. Which is why I'm taking all this exciting news with a grain of salt. I want to be over the moon ready to say Power Rangers is fully back and it's going to be amazing, but I can't 100% trust this right now when it's so bare bones. Especially in an age when streaming shows, even on Disney Plus, can get taken off for no good reason or with no reason at all.
You lie!
So in the event anyone who ends up working on this show is somehow watching this video right now, there is only one thing I really want as a Power Rangers fan at the end of the day. I just want you
To give a shit.
treat this series with respect and stick around. Try to tell a good story and market it well. People will give it a chance if you do, whether they're more in-depth fans like me or people who only know 5 seasons, if even. And again, talk to us. Give us regular updates. We obviously don't want people spoiling the whole show or losing their jobs over an NDA, but if you can, share info about the series with fans in advance to get them excited. Show storyboards and behind-the-scenes concept art. Hire actors who love the franchise and let them give some interviews. Call back Toku J. Apparently he was supposed to be working on the Jonathan Entwistle reboot, and that's awesome because his fan art is incredible. And from what I remember, he was frustrated that everything fell through, so give him another chance.
Do it!
So to recap, as I start closing out here, under the good faith assumption that this show does indeed get made and isn't just going to get canceled in the next 5 months, out of all my suggestions I've made in this video on how to improve the show or just little things that I would prefer to see in its content, above all else, I just want people who actually seem like they care about this franchise to work on it. And to give hope to any Power Rangers fans watching that think that this duo is going to be disappointing, I totally understand why if you're skeptical about all this news. I am too. But here is some food for thought. The Percy Jackson show that Steinberg and Schatz helped create was made with fans of the Lightning Thief book in mind. Lightning Thief fans who felt very disappointed by the Lightning Thief and by proxy Sea of Monsters movies from the early 2010s. So even if the show ended up with a mixed reception, it was made with the love of fans and their love of the franchise in mind. Therefore, until further notice, I'm going to go on the good faith assumption that if this show gets made, these two are going to do a good job at listening to fans, understanding why Power Rangers works, and doing everything in their power to show us and the world they're working on respect. Not by caving into every toxic fan, of course, but by doing things that work with their vision while making the show as good as they can. So, call me cringy or the supporter of a dead franchise or whatever other buzzwords you want to throw around to make me feel nihilistic, but no matter what happens next for this, I have hope. and I will be waiting for the Power Rangers to come back on TV with open arms. Until that lovely day, though, that's going to do it for this video. I'm American Elephant, call me Kevin, thanks for stopping by Elephant Power Productions, subscribe if you want more content like this, follow me on all these platforms, check out my animations, and I'll hopefully see you all on the next episode of Kev Talks, which, come May 6th, will officially be 2 years old. And despite the headaches I've had, I'm gonna keep going with this series because I like editing, I like communicating my thoughts this way, and it keeps me creatively stimulated. So, whether you've liked this series or not, thanks for showing it support. So take care, work as a team, expect the unexpected, never give up! Stop using generative AI, for the love of God. I'm sick of seeing this shit on Pinterest, and I hate seeing genuinely talented people fall back on it. You're better than this. And may either the Morphin Grid or Amandla and Lovu protect you all.
Go, go, Power Rangers! Go, go, Power Rangers!
I'm sorry, how much? And it won't even fit on my hand? Okay, I guess I'll just wait for the memorial version. I like the silver design more anyway. Though come to think of it, how much do memorial items typically cost again?
Damn!
I have $19.12 in my checking account.
Oh, I'm hurt! Watch out! Watch out! There you go!